Hello guys, and welcome to the start of a brand new series where I take a look at the physiques of video game characters and determine whether or not it's possible to obtain their physique. If you like this new series, then hit the like button and subscribe, as I post as often as a college student can. Well guys, today we are going to take a look and see whether or not the physique of Kratos, the god of war, is obtainable to mere mortals. Before we go any further though, I want to clarify that I am not a doctor and I'm only giving my opinion on the material. I don't have a license or degree or anything, so take my advice with a grain of salt, as I'm just going off of what I've known and what I've learned over the years. I don't condone the use of any specific things or substances that you would use to take for any kind of effect. I will be talking about it, but I cannot say that I condone it. It's just up to you and, talking with your doctor. Okay, now with that disclaimer out of the way, to start off, we'll need to use the games that were already made for reference. Because, obviously we don't really have much video or gameplay of the new game. At least it's true for me while I am writing and recording this video. And so for reference, the newest one that has the most detail, I'm going to be using the PS4 game God of War that was released in 2018. As you can see, already starting off, the size of Kratos is not natural. Obviously, this is to be expected as he's a literal god, not just a regular person walking around. So if you're expecting to have this kind of muscle mass normally, you're either going to need to have great genetics for size and definition, or you have to have good luck with taking any kind of anabolic steroids. Granted, it doesn't have to be that. You can also take HRT if you have good genetics, but the chances of that are pretty slim. The issue is that it's not super easy to get his kind of mass, his muscle mass. Since he was made to be a god, there's a reason why he has such huge size. So, the physique is impressive even when compared with pro bodybuilders. It certainly is a good physique to place good in the nationals. I can't say for certain, but I do believe, based on these videos and images that you're seeing, that Kratos is around 12% body fat, plus or minus 3. Maybe a little bit less, but I don't know for sure. He's certainly shredded. He has a six-pack that's always visible, even in any kind of lighting, which is already way better than most people and a very hard physique to have. This kind of body fat percentage is only obtainable through hard work and good nutrition. So the biggest mistake people make when it comes to nutrition is that the nutrition part is simple. It's not complicated. It's not you have to eat this or that. It boils down to calories in, calories out. A good YouTuber, he goes by the name of Greg Doucette. As he always says,
you can't break the laws of thermodynamics.
No matter how much you want it to be like, oh, I can eat a donut every day, and as long as I drink Diet Coke, it's going to be good. That's not how it works, sadly. You just have to eat less calories than you're burning, and eventually you'll get to a point where you'll be at your physique, and if you want to maintain that physique, you eat that certain amount. And if you don't get your physique, then maybe you have to eat a little bit less until you get there. And let me tell you, don't expect it to come fast, depending on what shape you're in. So if you're like around 15% body fat, you can expect to get that kind of physique in terms of the definition. You can get that kind of physique in like 6 months. It really depends on how fast you don't want to take it too fast. Probably even three or 4 months. But obviously, if you're like 25%, it's going to take a couple years or even a little bit longer. Because, one of the best quotes, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard this, is that you can't rush greatness, And to get that kind of physique, you need to be able to kind of not necessarily take it slow, but you also don't want to take it too fast. You want to have a perfect medium, which obviously you're not going to have a perfect medium, but you always want to go on the safer side with losing it slower than you want to than losing it too fast, because if you lose it too fast, then you're also probably losing muscle, which is not good, especially if you want to even look somewhat like Kratos. Like, how are you supposed to look massive if you don't have all the muscle that you would? And this will also help you while you lift weights and build more muscle, as you won't be in as great of a deficit. So you'll be able to, because the higher the greater deficit you're in, the harder it is to gain muscle as well. And the only way to, safely achieve this kind of physique is just lowering your weight slowly and just building on muscle. So now that, we've covered the nutrition part, everything like that, so we'll talk about training. And obviously, if you can't tell, the way Kratos' body is, like in this picture, you can see that he has the physique of a bodybuilder, so weight training is going to be his best option. This and cardio, in any form, it can be running, walking, biking, swimming, whatever you want to do. But you also need to have weightlifting on top of this. You need to combine both weightlifting and cardio, as you don't want to have the size but not have the heart strength to do anything. The way his physique is kind of made seems to be like around where he does more of the powerlifting or the heavy sets with a rep range of 4 to 6, maybe even lower, 3 to 5. It really depends, but you always want to make sure that when you're doing these kinds of reps, you max out all your strength, so when you're pushing the weights and your arms are shaking, your legs are shaking, you want to get to that point to where you can barely do that last rep and then stop. The problem that a lot of people have, even especially me, I struggled with this in the very beginning, was making sure to just keep pushing, even like if you feel like, oh shit, my muscles burn, and they're gonna burn, but if you feel like you can do another one, like you feel like maybe there's a chance, then try for it. If there's maybe a chance of you doing another one, try for it, because you might be able to get it. For this kind of training, I'd say a kind of a push-pull legs circuit or routine, or any routine where you can hit each body part 2 times a week would probably be best, or the most optimal, as this will help you gain more muscle mass, which obviously equates to getting closer to the physique of God of War. So what I personally am doing right now is chest and shoulders on Monday. Tuesday is back and legs. Wednesday is arms and abs. Then, obviously repeats till Saturday, arms and abs. And then obviously, no matter what, you rest. But, resting doesn't mean that you can't do anything, because I also run Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. That's my cardio. And that's what I'd say if you want, something like that. It doesn't have to be that. It can just be push-pull legs with something else. There's various routines. You just want to make sure that you're hitting each body part twice a week. Like I said earlier, Greg Doucette, I don't even remember how to say his name properly, or Jeff Cavalier, they have one of the greatest training advice, and they especially Jeff Cavalier, he shows examples of how to do these exercises properly. And it is very, very important that you guys make sure that you know how to lift properly, because that's also an issue I faced in the beginning, was having good form. I mean, granted, thankfully I was young. I didn't make the mistake of, or I did make the mistake of training wrong, but I was able to not worry as much, because, since I'm younger, I have kind of the quote-unquote invincibility of being young, which is basically where you just heal faster. That's all it really is, faster than normal older people, but still you want to be careful. And the sooner you get form and technique down, the better you can lift, and even the more you can lift. Like, I was doing bench pressing properly for a while, and then now I'm not going to say how much I'm benching, because I'm going to be real, I'm not really proud of it. But I was able to bench more when I got the technique down properly in general. I had as much experience as either of them. They have a lot more expertise on the matter, and I'm still kind of a newbie. Maybe not really, more close to advanced, but not quite. I'm definitely not at the level of Greg Doucette or Jeff, because they do a great job, and they've been doing it way longer than I have, over 10 years longer than I have. They're way older than me, so they know a lot more. Also, Jeff Nippard on occasion, it does help, but I'm not going to say he's the best. I'd say that Greg and Jeff are definitely better most of the time. And obviously, if you manage to, follow my advice and follow their advice, and choose the correct routine that works for you, you could at least obtain the shredded part and the kind of well built overall body. But like I said, for size, it's not really obtainable unless you have amazing genetics, or you're taking something, you're not natural, and even then, that's not a high likelihood that you're going to be big. I will say, people like Bradley Martin and them like that, they're the ones that have the genetics, as well as the unnatural stuff that helps them look like God of War. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have watched any of his videos, but he actually cosplayed, I guess, or dressed up as the God of War, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. You want to train hard, but I mean, even if you train hard, you won't look exactly like Bradley Martin. I mean, it's definitely his genetics. So for some people that are watching this, you may be able to obtain it. You may be have a lot more muscle than you realize, and be able to obtain it through hard work and in a lot of years, or maybe even a little years if you're already close. If not, I mean, I really don't know what to say. Other than that, the only thing you can obtain is his shredded physique, or maybe what helps a lot too is the more shredded you are, the kind of bulkier and bigger you look, which also really helps a lot, because people will be like, damn, he lifts because he's shredded and stuff like that. And you can always look a lot more bigger at angles with the proper camera. It's really down to lighting if you want to post it on social media. But in real life, obviously, you're not going to be perfect. I mean, no one's really perfect. But just, as long as you try your best and you do what you want to do, I'm pretty sure you guys can get close. Some of you will be able to achieve it. Some of you can even achieve it naturally. It just goes for everyone. People have their own bodies. Just try to better yourself, really. And like I said, I don't have any degree or license or anything like that. So if you do look into certain options, I'd say talk to your doctor, because that's your best bet, because you're going to you want to always make sure that your blood work is good, or at least, you're not dying. And that's all I really have for the video. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe. Like I said, sorry, I'm repeating it a lot, but yeah. And like I said, soon I will be posting a trailer letting you know what it is that I necessarily do, and kind of what I plan to do in the future. It's going to be kind of like a channel intro, one that I want to put on the main page, on the home page, where it's like, this is what my channel is. I still have yet to finish it, but I definitely will get it out as soon as I can. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the day. It doesn't matter the weather, try to enjoy it. And peace out.